Who we having fought? Imagine that. They gotta lie. They gotta lie. They gotta lie all the time. They can't even believe their own lie. You can't even believe your own lie.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy.
Too much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard.
At the press conference, Teofimo Lopez sent a clear and brutal warning to Shakur Stevenson. He said he doesn't care if people see him as the underdog. In the ring, he plans to punish Shakur and prove everyone wrong. Lopez warned fans not to underestimate him, saying that mistake will come at a heavy price. He promised a dominant performance that will showcase his power, confidence, and hunger to win.
They kept that protection program
Money
for
talk, walk.
Teofimo Lopez is locked in and fully focused heading into this fight. His mindset is intense and fearless. He believes he has everything it takes to dominate Shakur Stevenson and control the fight. Lopez isn't just talking confidence, he's showing it. From his body language to his words, it's clear he's coming in prepared to prove his skill, power, and fight IQ on the biggest stage.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him up.
And we know at one point you contemplated retirement. Seems like you're in a good place now. You're active. Where are you at right now? Where are you feeling about your career?
Mentally, I'm in the Bahamas somewhere, having a coquito.
Lopez made one thing very clear. He will not allow Shakur Stevenson to take the belt he fought so hard to earn. He spoke about the sacrifices behind his success, explaining that his title represents years of pain, discipline, and struggle. For Teofimo, this fight is personal. He believes no one has the right to take something he earned through blood, hard work, and commitment. He's determined to defend what's his.
Being in the ring,
Yes.
Shakur Stevenson, obviously
sure.
you guys are both in Las Vegas. I'm hearing that you did link up today. A face-off happened between the two of you?
Yeah, face-off happened, things of that nature, just to create the things that are in motion already. So we're really adamant about fighting each other next, and I can't wait for us to really lace it up. And I see him across the ring, and really when that bell rings, lights out for him.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face to face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this. And I'm not taking nothing from him. But I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny.
Aoya broke down the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup and believes the fight is likely to go the full 12 rounds. He explained that the first 6 rounds will be critical. Shakur may start slow, fighting off the back foot while studying Lopez. If Teofimo can win the early rounds convincingly, it could force Shakur to change his approach later. Lopez is known as a fast starter who relies on early explosiveness, but the big question is whether he can keep that pace. If Shakur feels behind, he'll be forced to open up, leading to a tense and dramatic finish. But if Lopez loses early, Shakur could take control and cruise to a decision. This fight comes down to timing, energy, and smart adjustments round by round.
Shakur is going to come out and try to fight or take the fight to Tio in the first 6 rounds at all. So if he's fighting off the back foot, if Tio can make it so that he's convincingly, or he's convinced at least Shakur that he may have won 4 of the first 6 rounds, if it's 4-2 in Shakur's mind going into the second half of the fight, or if I'm looking at him stealing those first 6 rounds, then it's an interesting fight going into the tail end, because Tio, to me, is a front runner, right? I want to see if he can carry his energy and his explosiveness late in the fight and not wear down. And then when Shakur starts to open up, can you steal some of those championship rounds from him and make it like a close fight? I think if Tio comes out and does what he usually does, which is try to swarm Shakur early and keep Shakur on the defensive early, then he can try to steal a lot of those early rounds. And if he does that, then Shakur has to fight in the tail end of that fight. Now to make it real interesting. If I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Tio looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Tio is going to bring anything late in the game, to this fight. I think he's if he is who he's always been. You know, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight, narrative-wise, for Shakur, because I've been waiting for Shakur to get into that fight where, you know, he doesn't have the fight where he doesn't have his Diego Corrales fight. You know what I mean? Where you think he's actually in danger. Shakur has been he's been outclassing everybody he's in the ring with. You know what I mean? Then the guys that you think could give him some work, like De Los Santos, I know people hate when I bring that fight up, but I want to see.
Shakur Stevenson says his motivation comes from his deep competitive drive and desire to face the best. Watching Teofimo Lopez fight, Shakur was impressed by his confidence and flashy style, which reminded him of a young Roy Jones Jr. that only made him want the challenge more. He sees this fight as a major test of his abilities. Reflecting on his tough fight against William Zepeda, Shakur said it pushed him out of his comfort zone and helped him grow. That experience proved he can handle pressure and aggressive fighters. Now, he feels ready to deal with Lopez's speed, power, and unpredictability using focus, patience, and smart adjustments.
About you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth, and then saying, I want to fight him. It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way. It wasn't the easiest way or the best way to fight, but I think it was good for you and your development because it not only sent a message to the rest of the division, one up, your division at that time, and then the one above you, but it sent a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't like my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think like styles-wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Like, guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's gonna have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me against some ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me, it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy that's trying to like...
Chris Algieri highlighted how important the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight is for boxing. He praised both fighters for taking real risks instead of avoiding tough opponents. Algieri believes elite fighters can still remain great even after losses, and this matchup represents that mindset. He explained that this fight won't be a wild brawl, but a high-level chess match filled with skill, timing, and strategy.